This is Bug Powder Dust. Thank you for joining me for, well, what should really be episode 5. It's actually episode 3. I'll do some explaining. The more eagle-eyed of you will notice that the prison's looking seriously much more developed than it was when you stopped watching at the end of episode 2. Well, what happened was yesterday I came to Prison Architect and I recorded 30 minutes. It was wonderful. We had the prisoners arrive, we finished this. We had lots of stuff going in, a common room I finished. We put the finishing touches to a couple of other spaces as well. The prisoners arrived. They went into reception. 3 of them had contraband, as we can see. Where is it? Intelligence. Yeah, some contraband. Tried to bring some cigarettes, some whiskey, some drugs, or cocaine in fact. And randomly some scissors. So Alex Nash, David, Jay and Matthew, naughty. So they all went into solitary confinement over here. So they did their time in solitary, and it was all good. It was quite humorous. I then stopped the episode thinking that was a job well done. I go to edit it and oh, that's odd. So what happened is the screen effectively had frozen like you're seeing in front of you, and me clicking on the menus wasn't doing anything. You could see my cursor move and you could hear me talk. But the whole thing, for pretty much all of the episode, was just this frozen screen. Very odd. So that miffed me no end, as you can imagine. So I then recorded another video apologising for that. And so another 30 minutes in, and exactly the same thing happened. So I was incredibly cheesed off, and I actually thought, well, I'm going to bin this. Then I thought, no, look, don't give up on this. This is ridiculous. So I narrowed it down after going away and chewing on it for the evening yesterday. I narrowed it down to one. It's going to be one of a few things. Firstly, it could be the video editing, the video recording software itself that has a problem, which was Bandicam. Now I use Bandicam for all the videos I've done, all the Rimworld videos. Is it Bandicam, or is it a mixture of Bandicam and the fact that maybe I'm alt-tabbing? Maybe alt-tab has caused this. Maybe I'm running it full screen or full screen windowed. So I did a little bit of experimenting this morning, and effectively I can recreate the problem very quickly. It's Bandicam plus if I alt-tab. I can start recording fine. If I alt-tab and alt-tab back again, Bandicam, you then have to stop recording and restart for Bandicam to pick it back up again. I don't seem to have this problem with OBS. So I'm recording this now using OBS. And I think to be on the safe side, I'll carry on using OBS on Prison Architect for as long as this series runs, and carry on using Bandicam for Rimworld moving forward. Bandicam is a bit more configurable in terms of the video editing, the codecs, the quality of the video, etc. So I would prefer to use that, apart from the fact I paid 30 quid for it. So that's where we stand right now. Okay, so massive apologies for you missing an hour's worth of excitement. I'll just quickly catch up with what I've done. I've created a protective custody area down here, and the reason I need to do this is because certain prisoners arrive and they have traits. Now the traits are covered if you go into intelligence and then informants, and I'll explain this in a second. You can see that some prisoners, not all of them, they have traits such as stoical, tough, strong. Strong is how hard they will basically hit other prisoners and your guards. Tough is how tough they are to or incapacitate them, or basically subdue them enough so you can put them into solitary or whatever if they kick off. And stoical means that they will not get suppressed if they spend time in solitary. There are lots of other traits as well. However, the point I'm making is that sometimes you'll get a trait of question mark, question mark, question mark. And until you identify what that is, they could easily be a ex-law enforcement, a snitch, and they will have to go into protective custody because the other prisoners know who they are. It's just that we don't. So they're going to get stabbed up, basically, usually out of your sight. So that's what the protective custody wing is. They have a kitchen, a canteen, the cell. They're going to have a common room and a yard, which I'll finish, but they have to be kept separate. All these prisoners are medium security, so they'll be in orange coveralls. I also set up. I put in a sofa in here, not just the TV. So thank you, Sylvie, for pointing that out. I've got a wide sofa in there now for the staff room. I've got. I also trained up. We've got some dogs. So we've got dog patrols, and I'll show you patrols in 1 second as well. We have a canine, a dog. They have to have one kennel per dog for the dogs to rest, in the same way that the staff have a staff room in order to recover from them being tired. Oh, okay, what's next? I also created a mail room and a laundry. and I have prisoners work in the mailroom. So on the logistics tab, you can allocate how many jobs there are. So each one of these circles represents one prisoner working here to a maximum of 2. This is generally dictated by how large the room is. I'm not sure if it applies to a mailroom, certainly for laundry and certainly for the workshop, which I haven't done yet. So basically in the laundry you can have 6 of the prisoners working here, which I have. Sorry, 10 prisoners working, of which I have 6, because I've only got 8 prisoners in total. So 6 are in there, 2 in here. It's good to get your prisoners busy in the day. As you know, the devil makes the devil makes work for idle hands, and this is very true in Prison Architect. Keep them busy. Of course, this comes with its own issues. I've set up metal detectors here. I need to put metal detectors here as well. So every time they come in and out of their block, there's only one way in and out, they get metal detected. I've got also, using the deployment tab now, which I had to unlock using research. That's what deployment intelligence patrols. This all comes off the security chief. So I've now got the ability to set up patrols. So if you look on the patrols tab here, I've got a blue patrol. The colour doesn't mean anything other than just to identify the different patrol routes. I've got 1 guard constantly patrolling this area. This means this area will not suffer from fog of war. What does fog of war mean? I'll come to that momentarily. Let me just carry on talking about patrols. So I've got 1 patrol here, which got 1 guard attached to. I've got the pink patrol group here is the dog handler, which means that he'll be sniffing. The dog sniffs automatically any people that walk past it and any boxes, so they're going to have a quick sniff through storage because contraband comes in via storage. Contraband can also sit here in deliveries which haven't been put into storage yet, so it's good for having that. And the dog can also come in here and sniff the prisoners as he goes past, especially when they get bunched up, and at canteen time they'll all get bunched up here as well. Okay, that's deployment. So you can see you can assign guards, you can assign dog handlers to particular routes, you can prioritise certain patrol routes, so some are more important. If you have less guards available, they will prioritise those patrol routes. That's a new thing that came in that I've not been used to, but it's actually pretty obvious. Right, these are in different shades, these are the different zones. So pink, staff only, that means that only staff are allowed to access these areas and these rooms, as you can see. Prisoners, providing they're not trying to escape, will respect those rules and not try and get into these areas. So I need actually to do that for staff room, kennel, but not the mailroom and laundry. The orange areas are for medium sec only, medium security. Now it doesn't matter because I've only got medium security prisons at the moment, but when you segregate your jail into medium sec, you can invite max sec and minimum sec as well as protective custody. So you can see here only protective custody are allowed in here. In fact, you've only allowed staff into this area. Oops. It's not allowing me to do that because I think this door's locked open, so I'll have to fix that momentarily. But protective custody are only going to be allowed in here. What I need to do is create an airlock. Actually, I think this will work, because otherwise you get your protective custody prisoners wandering out into the general population, which never usually ends well. It depends on the heat of your prison, whether your prisoners are angry, because they'll generally get stabbed or shanked or something. So you need to keep them in this area down here, but I'll need to work on this. This is not entirely finished yet anyway. As you can see, got some empty rooms. So those are these zones, and from here you can actually assign guards to sit in a certain room. So say I want to guard it in the common room, I'll just click on that. The difference between blue and grey, blue means that he's the guard who's been assigned is in the room, and it shows you which guard it is that's assigned there. Grey means a guard has yet to be allotted to this particular request that I've made. Alright, that's that. Okay, fog of war. Now, at the moment, the jail is mostly lit up because we've had guards or members of staff go into these areas, usually janitors or whoever, go in at night when everyone's sleeping. We can see what's going on. If a guard hasn't gone into a room or a corridor or something for a while, it'll be greyed out. A little bit like this area here. It's a bit greyed out compared to the rest of the jail. That means we don't know what's going on. We can't see prisoners. We can't see anything that's going on in there. This is bad. So what you can do is you can set up CCTV. I've got one there, queued to be installed. You can set up a CCTV monitor. So you connect the CCTV cameras to the monitor, and then have a guard will be allotted to this permanently in order to watch and monitor the CCTV feed. So we've got one there, we've got one to be set up in here, and also one in the laundry room, basically where the prisoners congregate, where they work, where they chill, and that's pretty good in terms of CCTV coverage for now. The guard is stationed in the canteen, so we'll always see what's going on in there. And we've got patrols here at night as well. So I think we're pretty much all caught up with what you missed. Quite a lot's gone on. We've unlocked quite a bit, so I'm going to kind of crack on with this. We have more prisoners arriving, you'll be pleased to hear, at 8 in the morning. That's when they always arrive. We've got another 5 appearing to fill up our capacity. Sorry, not to fill our capacity. We did have 13. We now have 15 cells. In fact, we could fill the capacity, but I'm tempted just to leave it with a little bit of wiggle room. So that's where we stand. So you'll notice that the differences between these doors, right? So what's happening now is the laundrette means that they wash with the washing machines and they generate fresh prisoner uniforms. This will deal with the need of cleanliness and or hygiene. If I show you the needs on here, these are the prisoner needs. How many prisoners do we have and what their needs are. So out of the 8 prisoners, we've got 3 who need a bladder movement, 4 who need a bowel movement. These guys are all sleeping, so this is active. This blue line means that they're all sleeping, which is good. Hygiene is quite high, but that's fine. That happens naturally in the morning. They'll have a shower. This is all good. Clothing, this is the clothing need actually. They need a change of clothes, or rather three of them need, maybe 4 need a change of clothes, and that's what these fresh uniforms are for. I think one of them has a drugs and or alcohol need. I think it's where's he got? Bennett. I think Bennett has a need, and if you hover over him you can see that not only is he tough, what his needs are: sleep and hygiene. Green means that he's actively dealing with that need, so he's currently getting his sleep need fulfilled, and hygiene is in grey. It means it needs dealing with. If it's red, it means that it's degrading, basically. So we can see here again, sleep, hygiene, clothing. So he's stoical. We can see that. So some of these guys, so this chap here, he has a need for alcohol and spirituality. Excuse me, I'll take a sip of coffee. So we're going to have to build a church at some point. Not a church, sorry, a religious room. Because obviously different religious denominations have different needs depending on what they need. A church isn't obviously for every religion. So we've got, so he needs spirituality as well. We can see that reflected here. So one of them has a drugs need. We know who the alcohol person is as well. Okay, good. So that's the needs sorted out. I think I've caught up with explanations. The cooks are cooking and they put the ready food on the serving tables and the prisoners eat. I also did the regime, which you would have missed as well. So the regime is set to, this is where we are. They can sleep. They also get free time. So if they need, so the benefit of having free time, let me just slow that down a little bit. The benefit of having free time is if they still need to sleep past 6 a.m, they can. If they want to get up and have a shower, they can do that. If they want to, get up and have a poo, they can do that as well. The point is that their doors will unlock at 7 and they can wander out here, have a shower, they can have a poo or whatever they need to do. So they are pretty much good. If you mandate a shower or mandate something, they have to go and do that. That doesn't always work very well, so I like allowing a couple of hours of free time to let them just work out the kinks. 9 a.m, they're asked to go to the canteen to eat. It's only for an hour. On the bigger prisons, you need to make this 2 hours because sometimes the travel time doesn't allow them to get to the canteen on time, and so you get people going hungry. So you need to keep an eye on that. 3 hours of working or free time if they don't have a job. That's what that means. Come and eat for 2 hours to make sure they definitely get a meal. You'll notice this is why I've put in a shower and a toilet in the canteen. So in this 2 hours, if they're not particularly hungry, they can come in and they can take care of these needs instead, rather than just 2 hours being stuck in the canteen. Then they have yard time. This makes them come out here. This deals with their need for freedom as well as other things, exercise, etc. And you can also get the opportunity to get your dog to give them a good old sniff as well. Because if they got contraband, metal detectors can spot it, and I need to put up more metal detectors as well. I'm aware of that. But you can also get the dog to sniff them for contraband, which isn't picked up by the metal detectors, such as drugs and alcohol and all the other good stuff. Then back to work for a few hours. This is probably working quite late. I'd have thought I need to keep an eye on this. 7 hours of work should be fine. Then you get to eat. Free time for, again, ablutions, and then sleep. They might be going to sleep a little bit late, so again, I'll need to keep an eye on this as well. So that's pretty much where we are. We're all caught up with what is needed. I'm going to put up a couple of more metal detectors, so let's stick in a couple more brick walls. And I'll put a metal detector across there, and also I want to put a wall there, so metal detected in and out of the cells as well. You say they come I'm just concerned if they pick stuff up in the yard. So again, I haven't gone over this, or rather I did, but in one of the broken videos, they can get stuff thrown over the fence from the outside world. It goes into the yard, generally speaking, or any outdoor area. So you have to be aware of this, and sometimes you can spot them picking up stuff. And here's where I ask for your help as the sharp-eyed viewer. Now and again, these prisoners will flash the contraband that they have on them. Now, I'm not always going to see that, but if you spot it, put it in comments, because they tend to hold on to it for a long time. So if you see, I don't know, Pigeon here, he gets up and he wanders out here and he flashes a bit of contraband. If you see that, let me know. It's a little mini game for you to play as the sharp-eyed viewer, because I'm not always going to see it. In fact, I'll rarely see it. But dealing with contraband is a big deal, and I need to stamp on it quite hard. You'll see here, if I click on the intelligence tab, how much supply there is for particular contraband and how much demand there is. Now, if you've got a large demand for weapons, it means that there is not a good vibe in your prison. It means that people feel the need to get weapons, either to hurt people or to defend themselves. So this is something you need to keep an eye on. There is no supply of weapons or tools, but there is a supply of narcotics and luxuries. This is kind of in line with metal detectors can detect these quite easily, but not they can't detect these. So you need dogs for this. So clearly we have a demand for drugs. Well, we know who that is. But we also have a demand for luxuries and also weapons as well. So we need to get our dog sniffing and also searching done quite regularly. The other thing that you can do, and I'm sorry if this is turning into a bit of a tutorial, but I appreciate most of my viewers are not familiar with this game, so I'm just kind of catching us up, is you can click on a prisoner, not very easily sometimes, just tab to cycle through, and you can basically say search cell, search prisoner, or search cell block. And this is quite useful. Searching cell blocks once a day is absolutely recommended, but don't do it while they're sleeping. So what I'm going to... Oh my word. Oh no, I look at that, I had a heart attack. That's right, we got more money. What I'm going to do is probably... when they wake up, I'm going to get them to have a search of the cell block. So anything that's left here will get found. If they have it on them, hopefully the dog will pick it up, or the metal detectors. Right, this is another good thing I want to show you. So the CCTV is installed, but it's flashing because it's not active. So I need to connect that to the monitor. Okay, the monitor's working now. I also then need to connect these also as well. Connect that to that, and also that one as well. So the 3 CCTVs we got are now connected to the monitor. We're still complaining about it's inactive because there's no guard in the chair. Also, the fact it's not connected doesn't help. So that's why there's no guard in the chair. They're not going to waste their time sitting on an inactive CCTV monitor. So let me just connect that up. Like that. Alright, cool. Once that's up, see this fog of war that I'm talking about? That's what we can't see. We can't see who's in the mailroom. We can't see who's in the laundry, because no one's been in there recently. This will change as you get sort of janitors going in and cleaning, so that's all fine. Yeah, so that's where we are. How far are we into the video? 18 minutes in. Nothing's really happened because I've done all my explaining, but hopefully you're all caught up now. So yeah. You'll notice also that janitors can't get through these jail doors. They have to have a guard open it for them. Now we can get around that eventually by unlocking remote access, which I will do. Then you put servos on the doors, and then you can actually get into you can remotely open those doors rather than having the guard go there manually. Alright, so I'm painting myself into a little bit of a box here. I didn't want to do this. I need to expand once more, but this is kind of in the way here. I might I'll have to jiggle things around a little bit. Also, we need a hospital for people to go to when they're injured. I'm tempted to put that up here. What I might do, leave a space, because then we can use this space in here for things as well. So let me do that actually. Let's get a room. Now, how big? I don't think the hospital has to be a particular size. Where is the hospital? I can't see it anywhere. Well, oops, not a hospital, medical, no. I've even unlocked it. I don't even know if I've unlocked it or not. I think I have. Hang on a sec, let's just pause that a minute. Health, approved. What does that unlock? Unlocks a doctor. Oh, infirmary, that's what I'm looking for. It's not the hospital, it's the infirmary. Right, okay. infirmary. So that noise you just heard means that's the start of their day. So the doors get unlocked automatically, and they're now in the free time regime. So we can see they're having a poo mostly, but they're free to get up and have a shower now if they want to. And what I need to do actually is put more of these bad boys in, because we've got more people coming, and therefore we're going to have more showers needed. Shower pillar, there we go. So one there, one there. So that will do another 4 people. Yeah, and I think have one here as well. Probably doesn't hurt. Right, and then we're going to get shower heads. So let's put one there, and also flick that round. 2. Okay. 2, 4, another 6. That's fine. We do need more drains in though, obviously. Drains are very easy to spot. Have that there, that there. We're going to kind of do that so no water goes anywhere else. And we've got to mark that up as a shower as well. Otherwise they won't gravitate to it. We just pause the game because I know that we got the new people arriving very shortly. Let's type in shower. Well, I have to remember those 2 squares. Damn. Where's the shower? Well, okay. So one there, on the other side. So you'll see here that because it's free time, they're actually taking care of their own business now. They're having showers and stuff, rather than me mandating shower, because shower is a regime option. But I've never used it because I don't want to force them to have a shower if they don't need to. There could be other things that they could be doing. Just leave it up to them. Let them do whatever they like. I also don't like having shower blocks because that's where most of the fighting can take place. So it's not something that I particularly like doing. Alright, 8 o'clock. So a new van full of prisoners will be arriving very shortly, which is lovely. Okay. So we've got plenty of capacity, and they're going to have their food very shortly at 9 AM. So it gives us time to maybe process the new criminals that are arriving. Prisoners. Interesting, they're not here yet. I've got the intake, haven't I? Yeah. Oh no, I've set to total 5, not... Oh, damn. What I should have done is set to number per day, not total prisoners. I'm not... Oh, oh for heaven's sake. Alright, let's increase that so we can take the full 15 next time. Oh, actually, we've got 18 cells now. Alright, never mind. So that's my bad. That shows my inexperience of using this. So we've still got the same prisoners for now. That's fine. It gives us time to get all this set up. I should have double checked that really. Let's run that all the way over to there. Okay, so prisoners are probably hungry now. In fact, you can tell what they're moaning about. Oh, he needs clothing. So he's just changed his clothes, as we can see. So now the dirty clothing can be put in the laundry baskets and taken up to the laundry room where they can be cleaned. Right, so in the meantime, let's create a new... We're going to leave a gap, and we're going to create... Hang on a sec. This is what I was doing when I got really interrupted, wasn't it? Check out the infirmary. Now, how much... The infirmary doesn't have to be any particular size, so let's leave the infirmary. Let's just do it. Again, conscious of money. And we're going to put a staff door on. Always go to that one. Old habit. Staff door. Let's put it there. And then meanwhile, we're going to put in probably more fencing just for now because it's quick and cheap. I don't have bags of cash. Let's put that in just before we do it. And then in here, we can have maybe the workshop or something. So all the people who need to work can be in this like one area. The workshop needs to be quite big, and you'll see why very soon. All right, so they've had their food. That was fast. Did it meet everyone's needs? Because so they didn't have enough time, but yeah, it seems to have. Food's good. Got clothing need, so some of them are changing. Drugs, alcohol, spirituality, exercise, which they'll be doing because they've got free time. Family need is being addressed by the whole phone booths. I'm surprised they walked past these, but okay. Anyway, let me show you the CCTV. CCTV is now hooked up and working. You can see it's moving around, and you can see the fog of war moving from one side to the other, which is great. And it's working in here as well. It swivels around, we can see what the little scamps are up to, which is very handy. And we can see the people at work delivering the fresh costumes. Janitors will do this at night, so while they're all sleeping, Did I say costumes? Uniforms. That the new uniforms will be sent out overnight. So that's all working quite nicely as well. We need to watch the capacity of the kitchen to make sure we can cope with the demand, but so far we got it okay. One dog is probably not enough. What I'd like to do is get 2 dogs on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send the dog up to here. So he'll move quickly, so he'll sniff people as he goes by. Unless he's tired, in which case the dog doesn't. So sniffed everybody, everyone's good there. It seems to be fine. Now we've created some places where we can put the metal detectors. I think they have to be they don't have to be, but you want to put them on a choke point. Otherwise they'll be just in the middle of the room. And then they'll just get walked around, obviously, as you would. Where's the metal detectors? I can never find these things. Let me just type in, sorry. Detect. There you go. Metal detector. This is what I wish you had in RimWorld. You could just type something in, it sort of jumps to it. That'd be very helpful. Right, so I'm going to have one there and one there. And we're going to hook those up with the utilities, because you do need to basically hook up metal detectors directly. Most things you don't, but you do with metal detectors. Okay, so that's all looking good. We need to work on our... Oh, yeah, we're going to have to change this, aren't we? Our protected custody going to be digging for freedom? Yeah, that's not really the point, is it? Oh, boy. My pipework is very much in the wrong place. I need to extend that out so it's nowhere near... How much these large pipes? $15 each. Alright, I'll send to work doing that. Meanwhile, let's get a small pipe in here. And that's going to have to be moved because I had a prison once where the protected custody guys were constantly trying to dig themselves out. It was terrible. Right, we need the objects for the kitchen as well. So let's get in one cooker, get one fridge. We need a sink. Oh boy, this is not big enough, is it? Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Right, put that there. Cooker against this wall. The fridge. I've not got enough space. Oh, damn. I have to remodel this, aren't I? Do you know what? I'll stick it there. I assume they can walk past this. It doesn't have to be very big. We're not feeding many people. If this doesn't work, I will have to remodel. So keep an eye on that. Alright, well, we're into the afternoon, and they've come for their afternoon lunch. And so most of these guys are hovering about. They've had all their needs met, mostly. So you'll see here, this guy, he needs spirituality. Well, we're going to sort that out. Literature. And luxuries. Now, literature means that we can set up a library for them. Now, this is our infirmary. So that's good. We need to build the final... Let's slow this down a little bit. Final bit of the fence, like that. When that's done, we can open this up. Oh, actually, hang on a sec. We need to... Let's do that as well. We'll open it up once that's done. What I will do is put in a barred wall. Build barred wall sections on top of foundations to create new areas or rooms. Build barred walls. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Lots of different kinds of walls. All very new to me. Alright. What I will do, I will put in a fence gate for... I'll do that for now. 5,443. I'm going to have to keep an eye on my money. So now that we'll have the infirmary in, we can then hire the 2 doctors, and that will free up this grant. Medical ward and 2 doctors, so I'm very close to getting that, which is very nice indeed. We are very much reaching the end of the video. Hopefully this has recorded okay, otherwise I'll be crying in my cornflakes. We need a medical bed in here. There you go, perfect. Let's stick in a couple for now. Like that. and needs electricity run to it as well. So let's take care of that as well. Bonk. So that's that. We'll hire the 2 doctors as soon as we can. As soon as that's blocked up, we can undo that as soon as that's in. So the prisoners don't get any ideas. Okay, well that has gone. See, did you see the metal detector then, by the way? Watch. You hear it go beep. So they're all clean. If it goes wee and it goes red, it means they'll be flagged, they'll start flashing, and a guard will come and search them. They will basically stop where they are because they know, hey look, Titus is on the weights, good lad. But he badly needs drugs. And he's saying, yeah, but I need God, man. These guys are on the phone. Fantastic. As I said, just keep an eye, because this is where they're going to pick up contraband, probably coming from here. If we look at the intelligence, we'll see that actually there's quite a lot of supply of weapons now. That's concerning. We need. Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to do a quick. Hang on. We need to do a cell search. Let me tell. If I just click on one of these guys, probably another way of doing this. If I do search cell block. Oh no, I know. Yeah, okay. I remember now. Search cell blocks means it will search everybody in their current building, not the actual cell block. So what I need to do in order to search the cell block is if I tab to the bed. And I can do search cell block here. So we are now searching everything, because clearly there is contraband in here. I think hiring another member of staff probably is not going to hurt. They all get searched. I'm going to let it run a little bit for another couple of minutes just so you can see this, because this is kind of quite interesting. I've never seen this before. This is new. Punch bag, brilliant. Doink, doink. So he's getting exercise and freedom from this. Beautiful. Oh, look, he's found something. Look, we found something. Found a phone. Perfect. So what we can do is then the person will get automatically find. Look, we got whiskey. Yeah. Now, if you think, okay, we found this stuff, well, where's it come from? Do we have a problem? And we can see if we go into intelligence and then last 24 hours, where did it come from? Well, it was smuggled in by the prisoner. See, it was thrown. Oh, that's interesting. Do you remember what I said earlier about you can throw things into areas of the prison that are considered to be outside? Because it's within, I think it's 5 squares of this area here. This is out. Yeah, it's outside. It's not zoned off. You can throw it in, I guess, like that. And he picked it up from there. So that's interesting. So where did the whiskey come from? That was smuggled in through visitation. Those cheeky little blighters. Okay. So the other thing you need to do is have dogs sniffing around visitation as well. So you can see here also it was traded. Did you notice that? If I highlight that, you can see it was traded in the yard. It was thrown in. It was taken to the yard, it was traded, and then it was found in this guy's cell. So we don't know who picked it up. Not that it matters. But we are getting to the bottom of the contraband supply at the moment, which is quite interesting. So let's finish up. We might find the other bits of contraband, specifically the weapons. I want to find the weapons if I can. See, now he's got done because it was in his bedroom cell. They found the drugs, so he's now going to serve some time in solitary. And what we can do is when they go into solitary confinement, we can then try and recruit them. Oh look, they found more drugs. Who was that then? This dude, no, Nash. Naughty Nash. And Naughty Philpot. These guys, honestly. Anyway, so we go into informants. What we can do is we can recruit CIs. You can recruit prisoners under duress, e.g. in solitary. So when they go into solitary, we can try and recruit them and find out if they know of which of the other prisoners are maybe ex-law enforcement, etc. And we can put them in here. That's the way you mainly find out about the prisoners and if they are in need of protective custody. Let me just connect this up, this utility. There you go. Alright. Okay, so these guys are going to get dragged into solitary. We may need more solitaries. More solitary... 3 doesn't seem to be enough. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a fence across there as well, just to make sure that's not the outside area anymore, so they can't throw drugs in. And I think we're good. So they've searched all the cells. It doesn't seem to have squashed demand though, which is supply, which is a little bit irritating. And now they're getting dragged into solitary, as we can see here. One by one they're going to go in. Yeah, I'm just thinking they do actually need to come in here. Let's lock that open. So that should be okay. They do legitimately need to come in here, to come along here. Where's he actually going now? Out of interest. If he's working... Oh, he's come to visitation. We need CCTV in here. This is the other thing that we need. I'm going to end the episode now, otherwise we could run on forever. We need a CCTV camera in here, because we really can't see what's going on. We also need dog patrols in here as well, but I'll do that on the next episode. So much to do. Infirmary looks like it's up. Needs medical beds installed, but they can't they can't currently get to it. However, that can be demolished now. We'll just get rid of that. Okay, fine. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and again, apologies for the 2 missed episodes. Something I really wanted to avoid, but I think we're back up and running now. Hopefully Bandicam's recorded this, it's looking good, and we've gone 6 minutes over, just as a way of saying sorry and just trying to catch up. So hopefully normal service will be resumed. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Please do leave any comments, and again, if you spotted any of the crims with some contraband, let me know. It really is helpful. You can be my eyes on the inside. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you again soon. But for now, it's Bug. Put in the plug.